On your mark. Get set. Go!
Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon. Aren't you glad you got your Nickelodeon?
Is your home a Nickelodeon home?
Feels good.
Nickelodeon, the first and only network for kids.
On the Ricky Dicky Love while living #1 Nickelodeon.
What's going on, everybody? It is me, it's the PR. I am me. And I am here with a special guest, which is you know him. He was on my Proud Nostalgia podcast. It's Mike Larkin. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Mike.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Michael Larkin. I am the host of Beauty, Strength, and Dominance, the three key elements that make women the work of art that they are, the official Lingerie Fighting Championships LFC podcast. It's a little MMA, it's a little bit of wrestling, and a whole lot of combative nature within the Lingerie Fighting Championships. I'm also the host of the Pop Culture History podcast. I do a lot of work on wrestling podcasts, the Steve and Mike Show, On the Mic with Mike. I provide you with a variety from pop culture to interviews and a whole lot more. And some call me the podcast machine. So here I am, and I'm talking to you. I'm back on with you. So I appreciate your time, and I appreciate just, interacting with you. Thank you for having me again.
The podcast machine.
Yes.
That's a cool name. So,
well, hold on really quickly. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that actually was given to me by my good friend in the UK, my boy Dazzy Dangerously. So Daz, Thank you for that name.
That is a name too. Okay, Dazzy Danger. Wow, that's a good name. Okay. Well, guys, it's the 40th anniversary of Nickelodeon. Even though Nickelodeon is technically 41 years, it's the 40th anniversary. You don't have your first wedding anniversary the day that you get married. So, I am doing a best of Nickelodeon. I kind of wanted to do this like an award show in a sense. So that's what we're gonna do. This is inspired to me because I have to say it by Big Orange Couch Podcast. I was listening to them when they do their year in reviews, and I thought, why not just do this for Nickelodeon? So we're gonna do your favorite Nick show, your least favorite Nick show that you watched, the most underrated Nick shows, the best Nickelodeon movies, some runner-ups for both, just a show that you hated to where you turned it on and it was on and you just had to turn the TV, and a Legend Award. So how do you feel about those topics? Those are good topics for you? You kind of versed in those topics, Mike?
Those are great topics, man. I look forward to thinking back in my memory bank with Nickelodeon, just talking about it with you. Yeah, I'm excited.
First off, I went to the Twitter machine. I put in that we were doing this, and I got a lot of comments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read these comments. I did not notice it was a lot, but hey, we can see what you think about these. Okay, so we got Zach Barber, aka Taker Kid 27, says his favorite is Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Okay.
His least favorite that he watches Ren and Stimpy. Okay.
All right.
His most underrated is Rocko's Modern Life. His best Nick movie is Good Burger. Shows that he hated was Salute Your Shorts, which I can understand. His runner-ups were Guts, Rugrats, and Clarissa Explains It All. So that's actually I think that's a pretty solid list.
That is a solid list.
We also have Derek Stark. His list is his favorite is Nick Arcade, the game shows, Yep. His least favorite is Cat Dog. His most underrated shows is 100 Deeds for Eddie McDon.
Damn, that's taking back to early 2000s.
Yeah, that's a sleeper. Okay. His best movie is Harriet the Spy.
That's a good one.
His runner-ups are Guts or Global Guts, Figure It Out, and Double Dare. So okay, that's a lot of game shows that I like Figure It Out, to be honest with you.
Now, I love Summer Sanders. I love Summer.
I've been getting that a lot. Yep.
That's the thing. I mean, she was an Olympian, and then here she is on Figure It Out hosting it. I'll be honest with you. When they did like the remake of it, I didn't even watch it just because Summer Sanders. It's when you think of Figure It Out, you think of Summer Sanders. It's like with Double Dare, right? Like you think of you think of the original host, which was, oh my God, what was his name?
Was
Mark
it
Summers.
Mark Summers? Yeah.
Yeah, Mark Summers. Thank you. You think of Mark Summers, like when I remember watching it as a kid when they did Double Dare 2000 with that dude Jeff, and you had like other people on it, like No Authority and a little early Sammy before he was kissing us through the phone and he was talking about "Don't you know I like it." So I mean, I remember that it was okay, but I'm like, no, it's not the original Double Dare. It's not What Would You Do, Mark Summers. It's Mark Summers is associated with Double Dare.
I like cause I actually got into figure it out through the newer thing.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it while it was happening, and then I was watching this show called Brain Surge, I believe it's called.
Yeah, he's the guy that hosted it, the guy from Brain Surge. Yep.
Yeah, so it was like every day it was like Brain Surge, and then to figure it out or back to back or whatever happened. And then I just got into figure it out, and then I went back and watched older episodes to figure it out. So they kind of helped in that way. Shows that Derek hated was the Amanda Show.
Oh,
And we got that a lot on this list. And the Nick Arcade is his legendary pick for the legendary show. So okay. Wow, I have a lot of comments. I did not know. All right, we gonna keep it moving. We got Blank on Beast, aka Kid Rex. His favorite Nickelodeon show is Keenan and Kel.
yes.
His favorite Nick show that he watched, his least favorite that he kind of watched was All Grown Up. Interesting pick. We don't really get that a lot. We usually get that in the most hated. His most underrated show is Invader Zim. Ooh, I totally forgot about. Well, I ain't forget, but his best Nick movie is the first SpongeBob movie.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Yes, it is. But when we get to that category, I'll follow up with that. But I like SpongeBob. Go ahead, keep going.
And his runner-ups are Hey Arnold and the Rugrats.
Yeah.
And he claims that the show that he hated was nothing. He claims he hated nothing on Nickelodeon.
Okay.
Apparently, he hasn't seen all of Nickelodeon.
Well, I could say that for me because I'm kind of in that individual stance because, like, when I was a 90s kid, I love me some Nickelodeon. There was some shows I was kind of like, about. I mean, one of them they mentioned was Cat Dog. We'll get into it. But, yeah, during that time period, I was kind of like, I enjoyed Nickelodeon. I mean, once we started to get, like, the early 2000s, like, I'll save it, but keep going.
Okay, it's cool. We have Good Guy Dave. It was just Dave. Good Guy Dave. My favorite Nick show, he says, is probably the Rugrats. But he loves a lot of shows, so it's a hard choice. He didn't really like All Grown Up because even though it was a neat idea, he liked them better in Rugrats. So he liked them better as babies than like teenagers. So
I'll be honest, I was the same way. I mean, I remember watching like the old reruns of that at like 6:00 in the morning before school, and I'm like, yo, like it was good when they did just like the one episode of them like going to like the concert and stuff, but making it a series, no.
I mean, if they were to wait a couple years, because now everybody wants a reboot of everything.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe if they were to wait to do All Grown Up, kind of like in this now or 2015-ish range, you think it'd be more liked?
I think so, just because it's years past, but then they did it like when Rugrats was done, they only waited like a few years before. There wasn't enough time in between when they put out All Grown Up and after Rugrats was done.
So they did kind of like a Saved by the Bell in the college years type of thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Or, well, I'd say more like the First Class. Because it came out at the same time, so yeah. Which is weird. His underrated show is Kablam.
Kablam!
Interesting. His best movie is Good Burger. His runner-ups are Doug, Angry Beavers, and his runner-up movie is the Rugrats movie. And he says he hated the Amanda Show or Danny Phantom, which is interesting. Interesting. He said he just wasn't into really Nickelodeon at that point, but he went back and watched them. I'm assuming. Danny Phantom, wow, that's a show right there.
It was.
Man, let's see. Oh, we got Kelsey. Okay,
What's up, Kelsey? I know it's Kelsey super kicking it. Yes.
Yep, super kicking it with Kelsey. She says her favorite is the Rugrats. Oh my god! Wait a minute. I swear, I'm gonna put this on my list. I hate this show. Her least favorite show that she watched was Nick News.
Oh, Linda, yes.
I hated every time Linda came on because I was like, "Where's the cartoons? Where's all this? Why is she on here?"
We got to talk about Nick News for a second. I can't believe she wrote that. But yeah, no, here's the thing, because I remember I was on a trip. We were coming down south to visit family, right? We stopped at the hotel, and here comes Nick News with Linda Ellerby. And I'm like, I want to watch like you, because like you're a kid, you want to watch cartoons, and you understand that they would do Nick News, and you would have like these serious moments. But I'm like, I just want to watch cartoons. Like, where's the Rugrats? Where's this? Yeah, but yeah, I was not a Nick News guy.
Not me neither. Especially like when they try to do a special, like they'll do like a whole like from 8 to 11 or 8 or a 7 to 10 special. I'm like, no, I don't want to watch this. Anyways, her underrated is Wild and Crazy Kids. Everyone gives more love to Double Dare and Legends of the Hidden Temple than Wild and Crazy Kids, she says.
Point on that.
Yeah. Her favorite Nick movie is Harriet the Spy. Interesting. Her runner-ups favorite shows are Rocco's Modern Life, and Are You Afraid of the Dark? Interesting, of course. And shows that she just hated was Cat Dog and Wild Thornberries.
All right. Okay, I'm going to say this to Kelsey. Kelsey, those are some of my least favorite as well. I'll be honest, I was not a Cat Dog fan. Wild Thornberries I could do without. I just remember Flea, I believe, was the voice of one of them from Red Hot Chili Peppers. I believe he was the voice, what was it, Donnie or one of those ones, the Wild, that guy.
Okay.
One of them, but yeah.
And then, she left me a paragraph. Okay. Legendary status for me is Rugrats because the show has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It's just really an iconic kids show, in my opinion. The first 3 seasons were the best. Didn't really like it much after that. Was always on TV, had recognizable and iconic characters too.
All right, I'll add to that because when they had Chucky, he has the mom, and then here comes little Kimmy, and like all these other stuff. I'll be honest with you. Once we got towards like that realm, I kind of like got disinterested when Rugrats in Paris and all that came out. So I'm kind of right there with her.
Okay. Well, we're going to try to do some of these things off of this list. We can go back and forth.
Yes, sir.
If you want, but I guess we're gonna get into our insert name here show. So let's get it started. I'm not gonna start with favorite Nick show because that's kind of like going. Well, sure. Let's start with favorite Nick show. What is the favorite Nick show? What show will win your award for favorite Nick show?
Keenan and Kel.
Me as well. I just think it just solidifies Nickelodeon so well. I think.
But it was so many funny episodes from season 1 to the end. Like it was just watching them progress, and including people like Alexis Fields with Charla and obviously in the family and Chris, the whole nine. It was just so many funny moments, and one of my favorite episodes is when Linda Cardellini came on and they thought she was a witch in the Chicago Witch Trials.
Yep.
That season, friggin' just when they win the lottery ticket.
Oh my God.
I dropped the screw in the tuna from season 1. You could be all over the place. There were so many great episodes, and there was the one episode, Car Trouble, where it was Keenan was in a predicament. He fell asleep during the driving test, and Kel was the one that helped Keenan in that episode. So I mean, it was a nice role reversal.
And crashing the car too. Still.
Yes, and the lava, Keenan.
Yeah. Yep. I'll be honest with you. Yeah. I have a lot of favorite things, but I think my main 2 episodes that I just watch over and over for Keenan and Kel is, for one, is the parental guidance episodes where Keenan, he gets a call from his principal. He thinks he's in trouble, so he gets 2 people to play his parents. That episode is funny because they don't know his name. They're bad actors.
My son, Kito.
Yes. She's like, this is a nice. She said, this is a nice house you have here. She said, well, isn't this your house? She says, maybe it is.
It was just awesome. And the guy was trying, I was playing, the father was like so serious. Benjamin Buckman.
And then Kyra comes down. She was like, hi, dear. Nice to meet you. Oh, my God. That is actually a funny episode. That episode I watch a lot. I think that's probably my favorite episode just because of how ridiculous it is. And maybe, I say this a lot, the Bill Bellamy episode.
Bill Bellamy. Oh, how about some more Bill Bellamy?
And that's just a throwaway line. That line is just a throw. That's like the last like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's like, Kale, where were you aiming these pictures at? He's like, what do you mean?
Yeah. Where were you aiming the camera? What are you talking about? Well, look, Bill Bellamy.
Well,
Bill
Bill Bellamy. Bill Bellamy. My God.
But that episode was so great just because he's like, please, and then Mark Krabs like, please, just do it. Take a picture with everybody.
And then Chris was like, I don't like how you standing everybody up. You think you're big time now? I was like, oh my God. Do you have another episode? We can talk about King Kill a lot.
Oh, here it goes to Hollywood.
Yeah. I liked how almost every Nick show had like a show in Hollywood. I kind of miss that type of thing where they used to go to Hollywood or Disney World or something.
Yeah, I mean, well, Boy Meets World, the most iconic one is where they get back together at Disney World, which was cool.
Yep.
But I mean, all here goes to Hollywood. It's just Britney Spears. You're Britney Spears, and then they paint her hair green, and Bill Bellamy's in that one too.
He's like, oh, not these guys again.
Yeah, Downtown Julie Brown, David Allen Greer, hell yeah.
The whole premise of the show was funny because he was like, I want to meet David Allen Greer. David Allen Greer. Did he meet David Allen Greer? He was like, who are you?
David Allen Greer. It's David Allen Greer. No, it's not David Allen Greer.
He was like, oh, wait a minute. No, I'm thinking of Britney Spears. Keenan and I can go on and on about Keenan and Kel. I think my favorite season is maybe season 3 when Keenan got more of his dreads. I don't know why I associate it like that, but I think season 3 for me was good.
The one where Wanda and Yofonda and Yolanda and the whole.
Oh my gosh,
Alphonse, Lady of Rage, man, as the. It's just so great. But people listening, you got to go back and watch that episode where he has 3 dates. He stands up Charlotte because he forgot, and then he tries to reschedule the date, and then Kel's like, "Hey, guess what, Keenan? I got your date for Saturday," and then he's dating 3 women.
Oh, that's so funny. You know, Keenan always has bad luck when he goes to the movies on a date because one time he got his head stuck in the gate. So
that's
I mean,
right. Yes, when they were supposed to go on the double date. That's right.
The girls were like, we hate when they are late. They literally left 2 hours early and still
they still messed it up.
Let's move on. What is your least favorite Nick show that you watched?
The least I gotta go Cat Dog. I was not a fan of Cat Dog. Yeah, I was not a fan of that show at all.
Weirdly enough, for me, this is probably the weirdest show ever. I'm gonna go Mr. Meaty.
You know what?
The weirdest show ever, but when it came on, I didn't turn. I was just like, whatever, I'll watch it.
Yeah, that was my feeling towards that show. But I also remember, like, all right, now this is going back for you and your listeners here. But No One Knows Best was a brief show in 2000, and it starred the dude that played. Do you remember Halloween Town? The Goblin, her friend Luke, that guy that was the Goblin in the movie. So he was the main star on No One Knows Best. So what the premise of the show was, it only lasted like a couple episodes. It was supposed to be the male version of Clarissa Explains It All, and they actually had him appear on the Amanda Show, and they canceled it because it was due to poor ratings and nobody was watching that show. And I tried because I remember watching the pilot because I remember when they were debuting it Saturday night, and then I'm just like, I can't get into this. But yeah, that was another show that was just blah.
Yeah, Mr. Meaty. I only say Mr. Meaty because other shows like I watch and I enjoy, but this show I watched, I was like, I really don't like this. Not at all.
I mean, I remember when the Brothers Garcia came out, and I was around the time Taina came out. I liked Taina. That was fun. Yeah, Brothers Garcia.
Okay, well, we're gonna move over to most underrated. What is your most underrated Nick show?
Oh man, the most underrated Nick show. One that I really did like that was most underrated. That is a tough one. You know what? I kind of did enjoy Our Real Monsters. I thought that was very underrated. A lot of people don't give it the credit that it is because it was just so funny. And it was just, that. Or the Angry Beavers. or The Mystery Files of Shelby Woo. I did me some
sure.
Mystery Files of Shelby Woo. And another one I'll add to that, The Secret World of Alex Mack.
Oh, okay. You got some nice choices.
Yeah.
I went a different route, to be honest with you.
Good, man.
I went more of a 2000s route because, you know, when people think of Nickelodeon, they just, like, their main thing is the 90s. They don't really get 2000 shows kind of get overlooked. So I put Danny Phantom. I mean, I like Danny Phantom. It's just me personally. It's like it's actually a good show when you watch it, but then again, if you you know, if you're only thinking about 90s Nick, you probably won't be able to get into it, I guess you could say.
Well, that was like my teen years when that happened. I enjoyed it from the cartoon aspect. I didn't hate it. I remember going Ghost, and I did enjoy the show. But yeah, it's really
That's probably why I liked it, because, you know, I was a Power Rangers fan, so I probably liked it because he kind of almost had like a morph thing.
Yes,
So
Morphin, yes.
that's like a lot of shows I like. I like the oh my god, what's this show with monkeys? My god, I can't remember. Super Robot Monkey
yes.
Team Hyperforce Go. Yes, that's
Yes.
what it is.
That one, yes.
They had different colors like Power Rangers, and they fought in a big giant robot. I was like, hey, I like this show. So I mean, I guess it was like more Power Rangers influenced the shows I watched in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I was going to add to maybe like Jimmy, really, you were talking about 2000s. Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius, the Adventures of Jimmy Neutron is one that's.
Yeah, that's on my list.
Damn. Okay, my bad. Go ahead.
But yeah, no, that's on my that's later down the line.
Oh, my bad. Good, dude. Keep going with the list.
Anyways, this is a debate for me. Well, it's a debate, but not a debate at the same time. But best Nick movie.
Oh. There's Harriet the Spy. Okay, for me, I liked Harriet the Spy, and I liked what's the other one? Oh, I liked the Rugrats movie. There was one I remember seeing in theaters in 2002, Clock Stoppers, which was with Jesse Bradford. Do you remember?
Oh, wow. Yes, I do. I don't know if I don't know if I should be wanting to remember that one or not.
Harriet the Spy or Rugrats movie.
The only reason I say that about Clock Stoppers is because I liked Minutemen better. You know, Minutemen from the DCOM.
Yeah.
If you remember that. So that's why Clock Stoppers kind of don't get a lot from me.
Yeah.
My best Nick movie, which is my favorite movie, and I know it's silly, I know it's dumb, but Good Burger. Well, it's just
that you see, Good Burger is in my list too. But you know what, I think that's kind of like the go-to for everybody because I love Good Burger. I remember getting it as a 5-year-old, you know, for Christmas, right? Yeah. But it was funny. I was actually watching. It was on TV the other day, and I'm like, yes, but. I was trying to think of like some more movies, but Good Burger is up there for me. But I'm trying to think of like other movies that people don't think about. But I love Good Burger, like Shar Jackson's in it, Carmen Electra.
Shar is awesome. Carmen, I did not know that was Carmen Electra until like a couple years ago.
Roxanne.
Yeah.
But there's so many lines, and you better watch your butt, man. Okay.
No, this movie is so quotable. Like I said, it's my favorite movie, so I know every line. Cause like. I used to watch Eliza Kid, and then when I got Netflix for the first time,
yes,
it was on Netflix. Literally every day, I would watch this movie. I would start it from a certain point because I like, you know, like I watched it every day. So I would start it like right as they're playing Celebration and the store is opening, Mono Burgers opening. That's where I started it, and I just watched the rest of the movie there every day. This had to go on for at least about a year and a half. And I'm not even kidding. I'm literally every day. And then they took it off. So, you know. But they're back on there now, so that's good.
Okay. I gotta follow that. So, George Clinton. Boy, this music sucks. Yeah, it does. And then just the dance sequence in the mental institution.
George Clinton, I'm surprised they even got him for the movie, to be honest with you.
Well, they got Sinbad to play Mr. Wheat, and he had one of the most famous lines in there. I mean, you know, home of the good meaty burger, and that's, you know, Mr. Wheat, and then the whole nine of Dexter Reed, Brother Reed, you done ruined my afro.
Brother Reed, you done ruined my afro.
Do you remember who his friend was in the car? Kenan Thompson's friend in the car was?
Reggie from Sister. I can't think of his name right now.
Roger, yes, Marcus Houston.
I say Reggie. Roger. Why did I say Reggie?
Yes, Roger from Sister. Marcus Houston, immature.
Yes. Who was also in Fat Albert with Kenan. as well.
Yes.
Uh, the Good Burger is quotable for me. Like, I don't want to get onto a Good Burger rant. I could probably do a whole podcast about Good Burger, but
Well, every line is quotable. That's what makes a great movie. You could quote every
yes,
line. There's every memorable scene. Well, when he hits her with the golf ball, and then he starts talking about his life. Then when I was 6, I fell down the sand dunes. Ed, she's still unconscious, bro.
and then one of the ones was like oh my god, what did he say? He said I can't really remember. I'm going blank right now.
All right. Well,
Like
the one before the miniature golf, they're getting a hot dog, and he kicks her for talking about the secret sauce, right? And then he goes, "Your chair, are you okay? It's okay, people. Her butt is
it's
fine."
fine. People looking like, okay, like, all right,
Yeah.
yeah, we could get on Good Burger later.
Good boy.
What are your runner-ups? You can have as many as you like. What are your runner-ups?
For shows and movies, or just anything?
Yeah, for both shows and movies.
Okay. So for shows, Hey Arnold, all that.
Oh, all right.
Hell yeah, man! I love me some all that.
Which like seasons are you like main guy, or you kind of like later seasons and what?
So I would probably say from like 90s to early 2000s when they had Gabriel Iglesias on there very briefly.
Okay.
There's all that. I said, yeah, man, there's a lot. Like all that, Hey Arnold. I'd probably stick Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius in there. I would probably stick in the Amanda Show because you know what it is? I like the Amanda Show. I thought it was funny and it introduced us to Drake and Josh and where we go from there. I mentioned, what else can I say? Oh, there was that show with Shaq. Remember that show with Shaq that Shaq used to have on back in the 90s?
Shaq on Nickelodeon? I don't remember.
Yeah, somebody will tell me this because there was a show on Nickelodeon that Shaq used to. Robert Richard, Cousin Skeeter. There's another one, Cousin Skeeter.
Yeah, with Megan Good. Yep.
No, don't get me started. I wanted to be Robert Richard on that freaking show. My God.
I saw a crossover episode, weirdly enough, with Keenan and Kel and Cousin Skeeter.
Yes, the crossover. I remember that one where they were like they got stuck, and I forgot there was a Two Heads Are Better Than None was another one with Keenan and Kel, and oh my God, yes, I know the Cousin Skeeter one that you were talking about too. That's amazing.
Weirdly enough, I didn't even know that was a thing until like a couple months ago, where I was looking for Two Heads Are Better Than None, so it's around October, and then Cousin Skeeter popped up. I was like, well, what is this? And I watched it. I was like, oh, it's a crossover. It's actually very funny.
Okay, so for those that don't recall, it was called Sports Theater with Shaquille O'Neal. That was bugging me. Yes,
okay.
I had a show called Sports Theater with Shaquille O'Neal. Oh, and Figure It Out, of course, and Double Dare.
I think they did a show like that, Sports Theater with Gronk, I believe, recently, like in the past 5 years, I believe.
On that, yeah.
Oops. So those are all your runner-ups. You got more,
I mean, those are ones that really stick out to me. And obviously, I mentioned the ones like Secret World of Alex Mack, Mr. Files of Shelby Woo, Are You Afraid of the Dark? But yeah, those really stick out to me.
Okay, so my runner-ups are Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius.
Yep.
The show and movie. If you want to get technical about it.
All right.
I can quote that movie. Look, okay. I had a schedule. It was Good Burger first, and then it was Jimmy Neutron every day, and then it was Fat Albert. So
Wait,
I had a
schedule. Hold on. Good Burger, Jimmy Neutron, and Fat Albert in that order.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I put on Good Burger as soon as I got home. Then I put on Jimmy Neutron to watch and I put on Fat Albert when I was like almost about to go to sleep, but I just ended up watching the whole thing because I don't know. So yeah, those three movies I probably can quote from head to toe. Anyways, Zoe 101, I put that on my list because that show was just great. In my opinion, like it was because I like the teen genre in a sense. I like the teen movies like John Hughes movies. So Zoe 101 was one that I really, really liked.
It wasn't, oh yeah, I would agree with you on that. I like Zoe 101. It had some memorable moments.
Yeah, for a while, I mean, everybody want to go to school like that, kind of like a dorm type of school.
Yep.
Which they made it seem cool. It is not cool. It's not. I kind of had my list short. I could go on and on. I could say Fairly Odd Parents and all those other shows, but I kept it to 3 because I could be here all day listing all shows. Oh, and Avatar as well.
The Last Airbender Avatar?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, Avatar is fantastic. I think that's the only time I had a crush on a comic book character, Azula.
Yes.
She had blue lightning, blue fight. Oh my god! I was like, that is just awesome.
I agree
Yeah.
with you on that, bro.
Azula is yeah, and then all that is the last on my list for runner-up shows, which I would get into it. I liked all that. So my all that seasons vary. So I like maybe season 1 through 5 is like the main stretch is with Keenan and Kel and all those guys.
Yep.
The main stretch I liked, and then I went away for a couple seasons, and then I came back maybe around season 8 or 9. Not to say that I liked it, but it was on like at that time, maybe 2005, 2004. It was on like on demand and stuff, so they kind of had replays.
Yeah, the one with Chelsea Brummett and Jamie Lynn Spears and all those people. Yep.
Yeah, one of them they played like some aliens that eat humans, and like
I remember that. Yeah.
they were like, "Hey, we're running out of meat. Would you like to go to the bathroom?" They go to the bathroom and they cook them, and then they feed them to people. So I like that. If we talk about the modern days, so I like that one. I like, but some odd reason I like the Randy Quinch volunteer fireman. Don't know why it reminded me of Detective Dan in a sense.
Cheese police. Bad cheese. What you gonna do when the cheese on you?
I mean, we can talk about all that. Like, just some of my favorite sketches. Personally, obviously, you have the Good Burger.
Yep.
But aside from Good Burger, there is much more to offer. Like the Island Girls.
Yes. So the Lisa Reyes and Lloyd Beth Denberg.
Which they also did that on this season of all that as well.
Saw that. That was funny.
Last thing of all that I'm going to talk about is the intro. What's your favorite all that intro?
The season 1 and season 2 were great. I like season 3 when Amanda came in, but yeah, pretty much. Well, when you got to season 5 and 6, when you had like Gabriel Iglesias in there, because Gabriel was funny doing the Bill Clinton voice and being living the boring life. I am Ricky Martin's cousin Benji. I mean, like, his brother Benji. I like them all pretty much, but if I was to pick, I'd probably say season 2, season 3, season 4.
Okay. That is great. We could talk about it all day, but we gotta move on. We gotta move on. What about your movies? You got any runner-up movies?
Runner-up movies? Ugh. Oh man, I'm trying to think of what other. All right, I'll just put Clock Stoppers in there because I just remember going to see Clock Stoppers. Well, that was funny because that year when that movie came out, 2002, that was the same year that Jesse Bradford was in Swim Fan. If you remember that movie, Swim Fan, with him and Erica Christensen and Shiri Appleby, where he's like, yeah, he's this swimmer and he's getting stalked by Erica Christensen. It's pretty cool. But yeah, Clock Stoppers is one that sticks out.
I would say my runner-up was the SpongeBob movie.
The SpongeBob, you know what it is? I remember seeing that SpongeBob in the movie theaters, and then I remember seeing the other one that came out like years later. But yeah, SpongeBob's up there with me.
No comparison. The first one is just...
Yeah, the first one is Goofy Goober, man.
The first one is a masterpiece. The first one, side note, was supposed to be the end of the whole season. It's supposed to be the end of SpongeBob. But then I guess they like the movie so much, it's like, oh, we're gonna keep it going.
Hey,
so
man, you got Goofy Goobers, you got David Hasselhoff. I mean, come on.
David...
I'm
Muscle
David
chest
Hasselhoff.
David Hasselhoff.
Yes, I'm David Hasselhoff. Hooray!
You got Big Boot, Bigger Boot. Dennis. I wanted to call him Dennis the Menace so bad. Anyways, we gotta move on. Are you aware of wrestling, right?
Yes.
All right. So it's a wrestler I really don't like. Everybody likes him. To be honest with you, I don't want to say I hate him, but I really don't. I never, even after stuff that happened, I never really liked this guy. So I named this award after this person. This is the Hogan Award.
I know. Oh, brother. Oh, God. That's, yeah. Okay. I know where you're going with the Hulkster there. Oh, my God. All right. What's the Hogan Award?
Even before the stuff that happened, I was just like, I never really was a fan of him. He killed TNA,
Yes.
literally.
Yeah.
He always has to be over. Always has to be on top. Never lets people get their shine. I mean, this is just a side note about wrestling. I just don't like how he got to be on top of everything. Like he lose, he kick out on 3. He lose, and he got to still have the moment. He don't never let anybody else get their moment to shine. That's kind of why. That's just a couple things. But everybody loves Hogan. It's cool. But this is the Hogan Awards. Shows that you hate it. Who gets your Hogan Award? So what shows gets your Hogan Award?
Shows that I really hated. I probably have to say Salute Your Shorts is one. Hey Dude, I was kind of like about that. Hey Dude. Yeah, I would probably just pick those two. Everything else.
So what I'm getting from this is you don't like camp shows or cowboy shows.
Not really, no.
All right, okay. For me on my list, I have Fanboy and Chum Chum, which came out in maybe it came out in 2010s or maybe 2008 or 9, but that show was terrible. I had to turn it every single time. The Mighty B, I had to turn that every single time because that show was just terrible. And then shows, I couldn't really get behind the Wild Thornberrys.
Yeah, I mean, Wild Thornberrys wasn't my thing. I mean, if you look in the 2010s, like when you had Unfabulous was okay. I mean, Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide was fine. But once we got to like Henry Danger and all those shows, I'm just kind of like, okay.
Yeah. It's on a lot, and it's on a lot, and I don't even watch it. So apparently they're successful because they got like a spinoff. They got like 2 spinoff series.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like when they came out also with the other one, Game Shakers. Like the only reason I tuned in was for Kel.
Yeah, me too. I only watch for Kel, and in the middle while I'm watching the show, I'm like, why am I watching this show?
I had the same thing. When I was watching the show, I'm just like, the only reason I'm here is for Kel. And I mean, my moment like kind of finished after I saw him perform and talk about Clamburger. It's all about your warm, soft buns, warm, soft buns.
Look, Mike, I don't know how to follow that Kel comment, so I'm not. Like, we just go take a break. Look, I'm gonna play a song during this break. On the break, we're gonna play a song by Amy Correa Bell.
Yo, what's up, friends and family? This is Amy Correa Bell, and you're about to tune in and listen to my new single, Supreme.
And last but not least, the Legend Award. What gets your Legend Awards?
Now, could it be a show or a person?
Ooh, interesting. I was thinking just having it be a show, but if you want to do a person, we can do a favorite character if you want. You can add that.
All right. I think for me, I'd have to group Keenan and Kel and the Legend, because when you think of Nickelodeon, you think of those two with what they did with all that and the movies and just their Keenan and Kel show and what they've done with the new season of all that. So I think for my Legends, I'm going to have to go with the Keenan and Kel, group them together for the Nick Legend.
Okay. And you have a show in mind, or you just going with Keenan and Kel all in?
All day, every day, all in Keenan and Kel? Yes.
Okay. If you want to talk about people, legendary people, this guy is behind the camera, but I might have to go with Dan Schneider.
Yes, and
even though he has his problems,
yeah,
but I might have to go with Dan Schneider because he did make a lot or help with a lot of shows that we all say is iconic.
Correct, exactly.
So I'll maybe go with him. And the Legend Award for the shows, which, look, I know this might be, you guys might hate me for this, but whatever. This show is now taking over Nickelodeon. When this character, these people are like bigger. I don't want to say they're bigger than all these other shows, but they are more pop culture than these other shows, and that's SpongeBob.
See, I can't hate you for that because I was a fan of SpongeBob from '99 till now. But yeah, SpongeBob's a great for the Nick Legend Award.
Yes, because I mean, let's be honest. I think they are like, I don't want to say they're the most legendary show, but they are more, like I said, more in the mainstream, more pop culture because they're still going and everybody has the SpongeBob memes and all this kind of stuff going on. So that's why I say SpongeBob.
Yeah, and also for what it's done for popular culture with just musicals and what have you and shows, and like you mentioned, memes with the social media aspect. I'd have to agree with you on that.
They even had like a small cameo in the Super Bowl. So, you know, hey,
Yes.
even though they was talking about like we was gonna get this performance, which still upsets me, but you know, that was I was so mad because they was like, hey, we're gonna have a thing, we're gonna do this, we're gonna sing this song, you know, we need your inclusion. SpongeBob will be involved in the show, and Squidward had like a line for like 2 seconds, and that was it. All right, well that happened, but yeah, I'm gonna say SpongeBob: The Legend of War. Now, one last thing before we get out of here, I have comments from Instagram. First was Twitter, now was Instagram, and I just want to read some of these comments. Wales _ Jaren said he liked pretty much all the shows except SpongeBob. he liked Rugrats, Doug, Our Real Monsters, My Brother and Me.
Hold on, wait, stop. Two of my favorites. I don't mean to cut you off. Doug, love me some Doug and Patty mayonnaise, and My Brother and Me. Got to get you some of that goo punch.
One of my favorite lines is not even really a line. It's just like a saying. It's like a hit me.
Thing you say in a tough voice. If you're so bad, hit me. Hit me. Hit me. Meaner. Hit me. Hit me. You supposed to be so bad. Hit me.
I don't know why. It's like an episode he was teaching her like how to stem to a bully.
Yes.
Yeah,
All right, that's what I'm talking about. Hit me.
Hit me. I don't know why. Anyways, you got to figure it out. He said, you got Wild and Crazy Kids, Double Dare, The Wild Thornberries, Global Guts, Legends of the Hidden Temple, which we haven't really talked about much, but we haven't really talked about game shows that much aside from Figure It Out.
Well, I mean, Legends of the Hidden Temple was amazing, and then you have Guts, which I did enjoy. Guts, or Nickelodeon Gas with Guts and all that. I loved it.
Interesting enough, when the Nick like shows like that came out, I was don't laugh. I was watching like American Gladiator at that time. So
that's not bad. I mean, American Gladiators was a great show. Mike Adamle and all the people that were on that show. Yeah.
Yeah, I was more like American Gladiators, and then when I did watch like shows on Nick and stuff, I watched like Brain Surge. I watched Figure It Out. I went back to watch the other Figure It Out, and I watched a show called Hole in the Wall. Have you ever heard that?
I'll be honest with you. This is the first time you're telling me. I have not heard about Hole in the Wall. Is it good?
It's on it used to be on Cartoon Network. It's like a wall coming at you, and you have to. It's shaped in a figure, so you have to like form in that figure to not go in the water. If you go in the water, you lose points or whatever. But you know, say if it's like so it's like 3 people on the team, and say like both of them have to do like the Charlie's Angels pose or something. You know, they have to do it perfectly. And if they don't, then they going in the water. Like it's such a weird show, but you know, it was crazy. What else he says? He says Rocco's Modern Life, Ren and Stimpy, Tania, and Salute Your Shorts.
Love them all. And Taina, yes. And obviously Ren and Stimpy, and everyone he mentioned, they were great.
You got Chris _ John _ TP says My Brother and Me was one of my favorite shows ever. Bring Back Snick, which we'll get on that a little later after these comments. Wreck My Podcast says Hey Arnold was the bomb.
True.
Like how Nickel spelled it on the
the club, Da Bomb, DUHBOMB. Let me tell you a little something about an orange drink.
Oh man. I'm drinking orange drink.
I'm drinking orange drink. There's ice in my cup, and I'm ready for love.
I don't know. I thought for a long time I thought that was the actual song. Like I thought that's how the song went. Just took out orange soda for rain or something. I thought the lyrics were the same. Anyways, we have Fight Romeo Fight says Drake and Josh, iCarly, Victorious, SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, Big Time Rush, Zoe 101 are some of all my favorite all-time Nick shows.
I will take everyone but Big Time Rush.
Interesting enough, I have a problem with Drake and Josh. iCarly, I watched. I couldn't really get into iCarly because I was like, That probably was like one of the most random shows I watched. And I like now it's funny to be a random show. I guess back then it was kind of new, so I guess I wasn't taking it in as well as I should. Um, didn't really watch Victorious, but I watched a couple episodes to know what's going on. SpongeBob, of course, we talked about SpongeBob. Fairly Odd Parents, which how do you feel about Fairly Odd Parents?
I enjoyed it from start to finish. I mean, with granting the wishes and just how they progressed over the seasons, and then you had Poof in there. So I mean, I thought it was cool. I've always enjoyed the Fairly Odd Parents.
I liked it up until maybe like 1 or 2 years before they stopped doing it because they added like a girl and he had like okay. What is the point of him getting fairies, right? It's because his life was kind of bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chester didn't have no fairies at all, but yet Timmy got 4 fairies. He got Cosmo, he got Wanda, he got Poof, and he had a dog. That's just overpower.
It really is, if you think about it. Yes, I go back to like the days of the Naked Brothers band for
Yeah.
so, yeah.
I should have put that on the underrated show. I swear, look, I thought I was crazy for like 3 years because Naked Brothers band, everything just disappeared. Like I didn't see nothing at all about. I was like, did I just make that up in my mind or? Because I was like Alex and Nat Wolf are real people, right? And then I looked them up; they're real people. I was like, I went everywhere to find anything for the Naked Brothers band, and nothing popped up. So I was just, I was like, am I crazy or is this band real? What? Might as well. What's your favorite Naked Brothers band song? Real quick.
I don't want to go to school.
Okay, I like If That's Not Love.
If that's not love, then I don't know what it. Yep.
Especially how crazy the music video was.
That's right.
They're in the pool, the empty pool with no water in it, playing like blown up instruments. Then they just turn real. The water's filled up. It was crazy.
If that's not love, then what is?
Now, while these award show whatever, I don't even know what I'm gonna call the show. Insert name here. I just want to ask you, what is your favorite when you look back on Nickelodeon? What is your favorite time? This is the 40th anniversary of Nick. They've had different stuff from Gas to Snick to Teen Nick to Nicktoons.
Mm-hmm.
Just playing on Nickelodeon. What is your Nick at Night? What is your favorite Nickelodeon thing?
Probably from mid 90s to early 2000s, going towards like maybe like early mid 2000s, but yeah, probably from like 90. Well, because like I said, I was a kid. Like when Secret World Alex Mack and all that came out, I was like 1 or 2. But so I started watching these shows on like rewind, like rewatch and just all these friggin' like reruns. Excuse me, and my brother and me and the whole nine. So I think probably from around 95, 96 to like early 2000s, and then a little bit in the mid 2000s. But if I had to pick, I'll be honest with you, man, mid 90s to early 2000s.
Okay, I might have to go with that too, but then I think they had like a resurgence because, like I said, I like SpongeBob. I like more of the 2000 shows as well. So I think they had like they had their 90s to mid 2000s, then kind of dipped off. Then like I said, maybe 2004 to 2000, maybe 8. They kind of picked up again.
I agree, man. I mean, I was sporadically watch that. We were talking about wrestling before, like. My two loves in the world are like pop culture, music, and wrestling. So I had a little bit of mixture of that. But yeah, I agree with you on your sentiments.
Just somebody later just comment. They say Pete and Pete. Pete and Pete was an underrated show.
Yes, Danny Tamborelli before all that. I love Adventures of Pete and Pete.
To be honest with you, I never seen Pete and Pete because it don't really come on TV, and I never know where to find it. So maybe if I know where to find it, I can go back and watch it. Because I know this podcast, they do a whole episode. They mostly do Pete and Pete and Are You Afraid of the Dark? So I'm assuming the show is very good. And somebody says Space Cases. Have you ever seen Space Cases?
I remember I think Teen Nick aired it very briefly. Like on an old retro night, and they added Space Cases. It was okay from what I remember watching it. It was fine. I was kind of like, okay, Space Cases. It was okay, but I didn't remember watching it as a kid. I remember it coming on as a kid, but watching it on Teen Nick for the first time, it was cool.
I think I only watched that show because Walter Jones was in it.
Oh, okay, yes, yeah. Walter Jones is the man.
I think that's the only reason I watched that show because I didn't know nothing about it. I seen him and I watched it. While watching the show, I was thinking this show is terrible. I won't watch it because he was in it. So there's that. And last but not least, you got any last words? Tell people where they can find you.
Yes, sir. You could follow LFC Lingerie Fighting Championships on Twitter at Lingerie FC, LFC MMA on the Instagram, and LingerieFC.com and the YouTube. I do the official podcast for Beauty, Strength, and Dominance, the official LFC podcast, the 3 key elements that make women the work of art that they are. You can check me out on Twitter at SMShow1 or at MCL92. You can follow my pop culture history podcast at pop_culture_pod on the Twitter machine, SoundCloud.com/MCLarkin92, and StephenMikeShow.com from all your favorite shows, from On the Mic with Mike, from the Stephen Mike Show, the Golden Age of Everything, the Pop Culture History Podcast, and a whole lot more. We give you a variety, we give you a whole lot of fun, and we give you a lot of great content. So StephenMikeShow.com, SoundCloud.com/MC Larkin92, the Twitters, the Instagram, the website. Type in Mike Larkin in your search engine. My stuff will come up, StephenMikeShow.com, the whole nine. So yeah, just follow me, and I'll gladly interact and speak with you.
Yeah, man. This has been so awesome doing this with you, man. This is awesome. Don't know what I'm going to call these yet, like I said, but whatever we decide to call it, I'm going to do more of these. Maybe invite you on every time I do a quote-unquote award show type of thing.
Hey, I'm down for it.
It'd be awesome. Maybe we could do one about DComs or Disney or Disney Channel or whatever. You know, even TGIF, you know. The possibilities are endless.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh, endless. Endless. Oh, my bad. Anyways, follow me. Twitter, Instagram, KVNG Primetime. Check out the Prime Nostalgia Podcast and on YouTube at youtube.com/primetime95. And I try to interact on Twitter a lot. You know, I kind of didn't really do social media, but I'm trying. You know, I'm getting there. Anyways, guys, Primetime is all the time.
Nick, doo-wop, 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 wow, 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 Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon.